Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111911.
93.3 KZOZ FM San Luis Obispo.
Good morning. It is Jeff and Jeremy. New study out says that parents favor one child over the other. I know you would never admit to this, but it says in the study of 19,000 participants that they found...
both claim that I do, though.
That both mothers and fathers tend to favor daughters more than sons. Parents... favor children who demonstrate responsibility and organization in their daily lives, like completing their homework on time and keeping their rooms clean. Now, you don't have to say...
they cancel each other out.
You don't have to say anything, but is one child better at getting their homework done than the other?
So, here's the thing. My... the homework?
I knew
my son is way better at doing his homework than my daughter is.
Whose room's cleaner? Whose room's cleaner?
She would probably admit my son's room is cleaner, but she is much better at not flying off the handle and being even keeled, and she's the kindest kid, just the nicest.
She's easier to live with. Is that what you're saying?
She's the nicest person. I mean, like, probably to a fault. Like, one day she'll probably be taken advantage of and it will break her heart.
Oh, there's no doubt everybody's taken advantage of. Just hopefully
that'll be a lesson that is learned,
right?
You know, at some point, because she's so nice and she'll probably get a little calloused from it. But like easygoing, she's easier to hang out with. Getting stuff done, my son is the doer.
Okay, so these are the 5 takeaways. One is...
so they cancel each other out.
That both parents usually tend to favor daughters more. And number 2 is they favor children that demonstrate responsibility and organization. Number 3 is children that are agreeable and are easier to live with and be around and show more cooperation and consideration, which sounds like you just explained that.
So 1 and 3 are wins for my daughter. 2 is a win for my son.
Yes. Birth order matters, but not favoritism. Parents tend to give older siblings more autonomy, like later curfews and more freedom. But because you're the baby of the family. But they are not more likely to favor older siblings just because they were born first. See, I always thought that I was number one. My dad would always say, "Well, you're number one," because I was born first, and so I always thought that I was loved more. But that's ridiculous. Many aspects of parental favoritism are more subtle than you think. For example, in some cases, according to the study, parents acknowledged treating one child more favorably, but those children themselves didn't report noticing it. So, anyways.
Yeah, I get accused of favoring one or the other by both. So I must be doing a good job. I mean,
yes, you're holding your cards close to the chest. Now, I mean, you're a single child, so it's hard to have this conversation with you.
Only child is not
a single child.
I don't know what a
dating
single
anybody
child.
as a child.
No.
So only child. Yeah. So it's hard to see, But I'm sure there's people listening that have brothers and sisters. Did you keep a cleaner room? Your parents might have liked you a little better. Were you not as bitchy as your sister? Maybe your parents like you a little bit better. Or bitchy as your brother. Sorry, I don't want to stereotype anybody, any sexes.
Yeah, I mean, it's whoever's easier to get along with. I mean, yeah, they both have their pros and their cons. I'm just going to say that. Both the kids have their pros and their cons, and the things that they focus on.
So I'm not...
are different.
I'm not a parent, except for I have a bulldog, and I just want him to do what I say. If he just does what I say, then I'm happy. If I say do this and he does it, I'm good. I think that goes across the board,
by the
right?
way, You said bulldog. It sounded like you said you had a boat log.
Bulldog.
I was like, what? Talking about your boat log for? And then as the context was coming in, I realized, oh, you're talking about the bulldog. Okay.
So if you want to win your parents over, and no kid wants to win their parents over, but when you get older, then you're like, yes, I want to know that I was the favorite one. It's the one that does just what they say, right? If you tell them to do something,
this is something that is
that goes a long ways.
Thank God my wife had brothers and sisters, because this is something that I cannot grasp, because I was, as you like to say, a single child.
A single child, yeah.
Only child. And I don't know how sibling rivalry works. I have no clue, but it is real. Sibling rivalry is real, and it is real well into adulthood, which blows my mind. I look at the makeup of my wife and her brother and her sister, and the sibling rivalries that still exists to this day as grown adults with them. And I'm like, you guys are all grown up. Why can't you shake this? I don't get it, but I will never get it because I was an only child.
There's competition.
No, yeah.
Is it like around the like family holidays, things like that, when everybody's together? Yeah. What are we talking about? Competition for attention from their parents?
I mean, it's more subtle. It's not outright, you always favor him, but man, the undertones are there. It's real.
Has your wife has commented? She's made comments in private?
Oh, yes.
I can see that, but
they're not invalid. They're completely like, she makes a good argument for him, It's like,
family gossip. I get together with my stepdad's family, and man, they throw everybody under the bus.
I mean, there are times when she's having those discussions with me, I'm like grateful to God that I was an only child. Like, oh, good thing I didn't have this distraction in my life.
93.3 KZOZ rocks the 805.
It's time to take control of your future. Classes can fill up quickly, so enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
I'm pretty sure this is my wife, even though I know it's not, because she gets so angry that we literally stopped getting grocery orders from Vons because they kept screwing everything up. And like when you go on the app, I don't know if you've ever ordered groceries to have delivered, but when you order on the app, usually it'll say, okay, you want this. And if they're out of that, then they'll substitute it with this or this.
Something close.
Yes. Yeah. And if it's not there, you don't get it. And it's so aggravating, especially milk, all right? Milk is easy. They have lots of milk. I want 2% milk. I prefer the Lucerne because I like your brand and it's cheap. But if you don't have that, just give me some 2% milk. This woman is pissed because she says she knows this is guys. It's not a woman. If the woman was doing the shopping, they would get it right. But apparently the guys that do the Instacart shopping at the grocery stores, they suck.
I am begging you to make an update on your app where I can request a female shopper. I put in an order for 5 items. One of these items is what I ordered. I ordered a half gallon of store brand milk. I got a quarter gallon of Tuscan. I ordered a chopped Caesar salad kit. I got the ultimate Caesar salad kit because you have to look slightly harder for the chopped Caesar salad kit. And a man would never. He would just pick the one he sees first. I ordered mozzarella pearls. Yep. I got a mozzarella log. I ordered garlic and herb Land O'Lakes spread. I got butter with canola oil. Great. This is annoying. I just think we should make it to where men cannot be shoppers for Instacart or DoorDash, but that would be discrimination. So, yeah.
Okay, now every guy is like, okay, this is a great idea because, you know what, I don't want to just be responsible for, doing the shopping anyways. Yeah. I mean, if this is my wife, and I would screw this up on purpose all the time. The first thing I did when my mom said, you need to start doing your laundry, I shrank one of her really nice, expensive sweaters. I think it was, I forget the name of the fabric. It was an expensive one. And I never had to do laundry again. She's like, all right, you're done. We'll find something else for you to do. You're the garbage guy. You're going to take all the garbages out. I'm like, perfect. So once a week, I would gather all the garbage cans and I would waste baskets and I'd take out the garbage. Way better than having to wash, fold, and put away laundry. But here's the problem. It's the people that do the shopping. And you see them at the Walmart. You see them at the grocery store, putting the items together. And they're ripping through there and they're going quick. And I mean, I'm sure some of them are great at picking. I had a friend that worked at a warehouse. And what he did back in his 20s was he picked items to go on food trucks to go to restaurants. So they would load pallets, shrink wrap it, and then forklift it, put it on a truck, and it would go. And he was really great at it because he's an attention to detail guy.
Yeah, I was watching them while I was standing in line at Albertsons the other day, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, that would be a great first job for my kids, is to work in, just because it's a lesson in logistics, like however they're organizing that back there. I mean, because it's constantly, I was in it's Albertsons on Niblick, so you're always in a long line whenever you're there. So I was in a pretty long line. And I'm watching these guys whip through there with they've got their bins, and they're putting stuff into bins, and then they're handing it off to the guy, and then the guy comes up, and then somebody comes and picks up the groceries for somebody to take it to deliver it. And it's like, you're watching this thing work, this machine work. And it's like logistics, I think, are the future. And, to have any kind of experience in logistics, even on the bottom level like that, will prepare you for a good future and a good job. I was thinking, man, that's a job I would encourage my kids to get behind. Make sure that this is going to the right place and the right guy's picking it up, and they're bringing it in a timely fashion. The guy working in the back, making sure the guys that are picking him up are going and everything. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, dude, I was hearing that UPS drivers are getting hired on at $70,000-$80,000 hired on at $70,000-$80,000 a year
right now. Yeah, their last couple of union deals have really launched. Not a bad gig.
And they're going to get air conditioning in those trucks. Come on, man. You got it good now.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.
Have a good morning.
I was listening to a podcast over the weekend. They said number one state people left, obviously, is California. But it was like over 1 million people left last year.
Yeah. Wow.
Left California last year. It was crazy. And they're moving to places like,
Idaho.
Like Tennessee saw growth, Texas saw growth.
Maybe not Idaho so much. Boise is
Idaho a little bit
almost overpopulated now. Everybody wanted to go to a big.
And that's the only place that Californians can stomach in Idaho, because the rest of it's too rugged. They're like, oh. And in fact, I've known people that have visited Boise with the intent of moving from California to Boise, and they come back, no, I can't do that. I like sunshine and palm trees and ocean too much to take a leap like that.
You really have to give that stuff up if you move up to the Northwest and you deal with cold and wet and cold.
Sucks.
And nice
Terrible.
Summers, but cold and wet other than that.
But Tennessee is one of those states, and maybe this is a story like this is why, because I cannot imagine that's taking place. In Mount Juliet, they had a camera that it was a license plate reader camera on the police. I guess the police in Tennessee, they have cameras that are mounted on their cars somewhere that will read a license plate and run the license plate to see if the person that you're following is up for any warrants. I'm sure they do that in California as well. And it said that it alerted the officers that were driving the vehicle to the man driving it was wanted for failure to appear on illegal drug charges out of another county in Tennessee. And so they pulled him over, and they're like, you're wanted for a warrant, and we have to arrest you. Well, the man was in the middle of delivering a pizza. And I don't know if he worked for, Domino's or if he was a DoorDasher or whatever it was. It doesn't say. But so he told them, oh, man, I'm in the middle of delivering pizza. They said, oh, that's cool. We'll go ahead and take care of it. And they took it. They got the address from the guy that he was supposed to take.
Yeah, I've heard cops do this before.
The pizza, too. And they delivered the pizza there. Here's your pizza.
Sorry, it's a little colder than it would have been because we had to pull this guy over and arrest him. But
what would you think if the police delivered your pizza? What the hell are the police doing here?
I'd get a photo.
What'd you do?
I'd be like, can we get a photo? This is too great. I got to put this on social media. Oh, God, no.
No, they did. They did that in Mount Juliet. They posted it on. It looks like they posted it on their.
Hey, this
Facebook
is great
page.
publicity. Cops took a really big hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In 2020 and moving forward, so it's nice to see that there's some good stories, and it's smart on their part to just do something simple like deliver a pizza.
Well, the funny thing about this is what they said in the post. They said to ensure the customer wasn't left hungry, one of our officers stepped in and completed the delivery. Just another way we serve it, even if it means delivering pizza. One of our officers stepped in and completed the delivery. So it was almost like they had to process him and all that stuff, but they wanted to make sure that the pizza didn't get super cold.
Hey, maybe they got another officer there. They're like, hey.
I think that's what they did.
Hey, Bowman. Yeah, we're over here on Highway 12. We got a pizza that needs to go just about a mile from here. We don't want it to get cold. Can you come get it and finish the delivery while we
What is that? Is there police code? Is there police code for picking up a DoorDash delivery in the middle of your shift?
Think about it, okay? And I know everybody wants to think cops just want to write tickets, but, they deal with a lot of this negative all day. I mean, I'm sure they love doing stuff to where they actually get a smile out of somebody.
This is fun.
Like when they give out $5 bills, or I don't know, gas cards around Christmas time for driving good, or, doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool for them. I wonder if do you tip the police officer if they bring you the pizza?
Yes. I don't know if he'll take it. Remember when I got the ride home from the bar because I was walking home and they're like, yeah, you need to ride. And then I tried to give him $20 and he wouldn't take it. Like, oh, I can't take it. I'm on duty. So you could at least try. Or say, hey, do you want a slice of pizza to go?
If you're a police officer, do you take
Oh, man, I haven't had my lunch yet. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a slice. That's what I said. You know what? I can't take any money from you, but I can take a slice of pizza.
I'm super hungry right now.
They're like,
what do you got on that?
Nope, I'm going to eat it all for myself.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the SLO County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.